You have caught us here in South Dakota. We're doing a road trip around the state, visiting a bunch of different lakes along the way. And here we picked another one right here, a big old lake called Enemy Swim. We're gonna stay on this one, see what happens. Don't know anything about the lake. A viewer sent us a suggestion that we come here, that there's some big smallmouth and some decent largemouth. So we're gonna go look around and see what happens. Maybe some walleyes as well. So we appreciate you joining us today. We'll see if we can go catch some fish. Fish. Okay guys, got a big rock point right here, and just commented there ought to be a smallie here, so I reached down and got a hit stick out, and there's a smallmouth. Now, it's heavy on the small, however, we're just getting rolling with our day here, so it tells me that, okay, wind-blown rock is always a good spot, so my gut is correct. And we'll get rid of him a little quick because he's little, but I've got the little bright colored hit stick out, and the water's relatively clear, but it's getting stirred up by the wind. And as you can see, it's battering on these rocks. If the camera pans over, it's battering on these rocks pretty good. And so that's my third cast with it. And so we'll see if we can pick up others. I know there's some bigger smallies in this lake, but I don't know how big. A viewer's was one that suggested we come try this lake, and it's like maybe 1,600 acres, something like that, 2,000 acres. So boom, there's another one. So we'll see what's going on. Now, I don't know if they got any size to them. No, this one doesn't either. Yep, there he's off. Another little smallie, but he goes to show you that wind-blown rock, always a good spot. Was if we can get a big one to bite, we'll be doing really good. I have no idea. The viewer told me you catch them in here up to 5 pounds. So we'll see what happens. I didn't actually talk to the guy, I just got an email from him. So I thought, well, let's go see what his lake's all about. So here we sit. All right. So I got the crankbait out, guys. And if you can see, there's a big giant rock jetty underneath us right here. Goes all the way across over to that island, and this is a natural lake, and that is a smallmouth, and he's not quite the size we're looking for, but he did do what we wanted him to do, which is set up on this rock point right here. And that is the little Frittside, the little shallow Frittside right there, and kind of a chartreusey color. I got it on the winch rod, throwing parallel down the rocks right here. So again, we're just trying to piece the lake together. We're a couple hours in, it's keeping us honest for sure. But if you look, you can see these rocks all the way down right here. And so by running a crankbait down, that's a good call for smallmouth in a lot of places. You can see the winds blowing across right here. So we'll see what happens. There's 2 or 3 of these ridges that we've seen on the map. So if we can get figured out that there's for sure smallies on them, we can probably catch a whole bunch of them. So we'll see what happens. Frittside's a great bait to do it with. Fish. Oh, it's a big largemouth too. Look at that. Told you I could catch one off that wall. Guys, ever since I was a kid, I've been doing this. I think I'm gonna come over here and get him on this edge. Okay, I'm gonna go over this, leave him in the water. And guys, you can look over there, you see where my boat's parked. And we saw this little jetty right here. And I was like, well, all right, I'm gonna pick him up. Okay, I'm gonna get a hold of this braid, and we're gonna pick him up here like this, and keep him out of the grass so we don't hurt him. And there we go. And there's my Max Scent General right there. And there's one nice big fat South Dakota largemouth. And we are standing, if you look around on the edge of the road, there's the boat over there. And I couldn't get the boat in here, so I walked in here. And that's a pretty good looking fish, guys. So we're gonna be quick about just gently dropping him back in. He'll be no worse for the wear. And that's something I've been doing since I was a kid, is pulling up to there's a passage of water underneath here. There's tons of those in Florida. When I was a kid, we used to fish them all the time. And there's usually the wind will blow one direction or the other. That side's windy, this side's not. And that was my first cast. Got him on the end of that point. Okay, I don't know what we got, but we'll put the power poles down and we'll see what we got here. It looks like a decent fish. And he's way out there, guys. I'm making long bombs, and if the camera looks over there, you can see that rock point that I threw at from here, and that's a long bomb from here in the wind with my little Frittside, and slowly but surely we are getting them caught. And since I have a crankbait and we want to see this guy, we will net him just in case. Come here, buddy, come here. And we will put him in the big, fat, free little net. And that's a chunky largemouth. Nicely done. You can see that Frittside crankbait right there, and it's the little bait. It's the smallest one. I got it hung in there for a quick second. I need an extra hand on it, but you can see the little bait right there. And great little bait with the flash disc technology in the bottom of them. That's a Dan Spangler designed bait, along with David Fritz, and there's another chunky one. So we're slowly but surely getting them put together, and we'll put him back. But the lesson here, as we're trying to work out our day, we've already fished a little bit of flat pencil reeds with no positive feedback there, and we found a little slough pond on an inlet. We went to an inlet, showed up on the map, found a little slough pond, caught one in there, should have had two there. Missed one. Now we're on this big rocky point right here. We fished some wind-blown rock as well, picked up some little baby smallmouth. Now this rocky ridge comes from this island to the mainland straight behind the boat all the way across, and we've now caught, I think, 5 smallmouth and a largemouth on it. None of the smallmouth have had any size yet, but we're picking through our day. We got a late start this morning as well, so we're just picking through our day and see how we can put them together typical. We don't know anything about the lake, so it's just run around and fish what looks good, you know, kind of opportunity fishing or junk fishing is what a good southern bass guy would call it. We're gonna see if we can get some more of them caught. Got him. All right, guys, we'll anchor down and the search goes on for more fish. And if the camera looks at that graph right there, you can see those contour lines that we pushed up against, and the wind's blowing up against it hard. And I'm gonna get the net because I don't even know what kind of fish I got, but I'm pretty sure it's a good size one. And so we're going to find out how good of sized it is. Pull this out, and I don't know what it is. Oh my gosh, look at the other herd of smallmouth with him. There's a whole herd of smallies right there, guys. And we have struggled, I'm not gonna lie. We have struggled and struggled. And those other fish are still trying to get a hold of that jerkbait, so I may end up losing him. I should open my net ahead of time, note to self. Just put that down as another big old net fail. Guys, we never sugarcoat stuff here at Fishful Anchor. We tell it like it is. We're at our second lake, as we told you. We moved over to a new lake because the last lake just really wasn't giving us what we wanted. And then we've been at this lake now for like an hour and a half, and it wasn't giving us anything we wanted either till just now. And then you see that old school cutter. Let me get him unhooked and then we'll talk some more about him, but that's a great looking smallmouth right there, guys. And there was a whole army of them that were chasing this one, so we're gonna put him back. Big old kiss for good luck. That's a good looking smallie. Look at that. There you go, buddy. See ya. So we were at the other lake. We were at Enemy Swim, like I said, for a while today, over half the day. And we caught some fish. We were catching one here, one there, no two of them doing the same thing to speak of. And so we'd put the boat on the trailer, go to a whole different lake, see what's gonna happen there. We didn't know anything about this lake either. We started up at that end, at the south end, and then no luck. All the vegetation is dying severely. Brown, yucky vegetation everywhere. And so we decided that the hard contour lines might be the best deal. So we get out here where there's the steepest breaks we can find, pushing up on the grass flats. And I mean, literally, if you look down, it's textbook as it gets. This is the steepest break on the whole lake, and we just smacked one. So I'm gonna keep fishing, see if we can get 2 or 3 more real quick.